Hello and welcome to North 100 Showdown, a Canadian Highlander throwdown. And welcome to the first recording in the new moon base.
We've got so much room!
I can't touch the set. And look at this. My name is Serge. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Wheeler.
Thank you for having me, Serge. It's great to be here.
Oh, there's an echo. There's so much space.
Oh, sorry. That's just my hunting moa. It's a card from Urza's Destiny.
Nice. A reminder that everything we do is brought to you by you. You're the support of the Patreon over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. If you're here and you don't know what Canadian Highlander is, or you just want to know about the decks, lots of information down in the comments below, the description below, and as always, yeah, super happy to have you here. Shall we?
Yes, let's.
I brought a pox upon you and your house. Is that the line?
I mean, read the room, dude. It's 2023. We're not that far out. We're still in it.
Too soon, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Oh, no. That's awkward. Well, it's still a cool deck. It's still a cool archetype, and it's a little different in 2023. I'm playing a hybrid CursePox. Oh, that still doesn't make it better, does it?
No. No, it doesn't.
So if you're not familiar with the Pox archetype, oh, it still feels bad. I'm trying to basically make the game as unfun as... Wow, this is a bad deck for 2023.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You put out a tweet asking what people wanted to see, and for whatever reason, people wanted to see me on a prison or attrition style deck, and so I brought it. It's white-black Pox. I'm trying to make everything as unpleasant as possible, make our hands empty, make the board unplayable, and then sort of grind out a win through Planeswalkers, or this is a really spicy new package, some of the new curses that we can get, so we'll see if we pop it off. My points are Mox, Sol Ring. Gotta go fast, ironically.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
I'm playing FlyingMen.deck. This is a infamous deck of mine. It's a mono blue Flyers deck that back in the day, in its earliest iterations, was all about playing every copy of Flying Men, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer, and then a couple of the 2 mana, 2-power flyers. And you played, well, when I say you, I mean me, because everybody else was too much of a coward to have a proper mana base. But the lowest land count this deck has ever had was 19.
Pardon?
Yeah, the most successful mana base that this deck has ever had was closer to 23 or 24 lands.
Okay.
I'm on a respectable 25, I think, but very low to the ground.
Yeah. 38 2 Mox and a Sol Ring, and like 6 mana rocks.
I have a Mox,
Okay.
I have a Chrome Mox, and I have every cantrip you could imagine, and a bunch of free spells. So I'm very low to the ground. I'm looking to basically play an evasive threat, draw a bunch of cards, and counter all your stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and which is really tough to do in 2023. But again, it's something that I got a lot of crap for. Good-hearted crap.
These are like 2 2018 decks, right?
Yeah, we're washed up and reliving our glory years.
Yeah.
Well, washed up implies that you had success, but I'm reliving my glory years.
This is the best I ever did, my dude. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
This will be fun. It's fun. My points, usually this can just be...
Let me guess. Mox Recall?
No.
Oh.
Usually you can play Ancestral Recall in this deck, and I think it's fine.
Sure.
But this spread is going more wide, this build, in fact, is looking to up the overall card quality of the deck, trying to bring it into 2023.
Me of all people can't laugh at the word card quality.
I know, but like Ledger Shredder's basically a flying man in a way.
Sure.
And my points are Mox Sapphire, Strip Mine, Mana Drain, Dig Through Time, Treasure Cruise, and True Name Nemesis. Yeah, blue stuff. Yeah. Blue. True Name is basically a flyer.
Sure.
Yeah.
You on the die roll?
I always do, Serge. I always do. Or at least that's what Actually, I'm going to ask something of the community. I want someone to go through every single episode of North 100 Showdown and tally up the who's going first.
Okay, interesting. And then maybe correlate that to win rate as well?
I want to see all the stats, because if I do go first every time, Well, I'm just dealt differently. But, you know, if I don't, well, I mean, you know,
Sure.
I can win on the play or draw.
All right.
Oh.
Well, let's go.
You got a hand?
I got a hand.
You like your hand?
I love my hand.
Okay. I'm going first. Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Scalding Tarn. I'm going to immediately fetch and get one of my basic islands. The mana base for this deck is 5 fetches, Strip, Waste, and Rashadan Port.
No Fairy Conclave.
No, comes into play tapped.
Okay.
I do have an Otawara.
And what about Mystic Confluence?
Or the Sanctuary, the land.
Mystic Sanctuary, the land, sorry.
4 lands in play? Are you out of your mind?
Fair. You know what? Fair. Touche.
This deck does actually do quite a good job at hitting its land drops.
Okay.
I say as I keep a 1-lander. Chromox. I'm going to imprint a Misdirection because I don't know how much that's going to do in this match. And then I'm going to really take it into modern times by introducing one of the worst mechanics of all time. I'm going to play Suspicious Stowaway. It's now daytime.
Notably not a flyer.
It's unblockable. When I say flying, I mean unblockable.
All right.
Evasive.
Sure.
Go ahead.
All right. I kept a god tier hand on the play.
Oh.
On the draw, let's see how we do here. Plains. Sol Ring.
Okay.
I realized I didn't tell Ben I included Sol Ring in this deck.
Oh, that's fine. We had a last minute shift. Apologies to Ben.
Does Sol Ring resolve?
Yeah, that's fine.
Tap it into a Talisman of Hierarchy.
I'm going to cast Disrupting Shoal.
Are you going to return all artifacts in my hand? What
No.
does this one do?
X blue. I can exile a blue card from my hand instead of paying X.
Yeah.
Counter target spell if its mana value is X.
Ah.
So I'm going to pitch a Storm Chaser Drake.
Okay.
And counter your 2-drop.
Okay. You know what? Not great.
Yep.
Not terrible, but not great. I'm glad the Sol Ring resolved.
Yeah.
Go to you.
Untap. Draw. Hit you for 1.
I go down to 19.
I'm going to loot.
So it's on combat damage loot?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to discard a Skyship Plunderer.
Okay.
I'm going to play Polluted Delta.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pass.
1 card in hand.
It is now nighttime.
And what does that turn into at nighttime?
It turns into a 2/1 unblockable. When it deals damage to you, I draw a card.
Ah, and I need to double spell to flip it?
Correct.
All right. Draw for the turn. 1 card in hand. Godless Shrine untapped. Attempt to cast Gideon of the Trials.
Okay.
1 mana floating.
Sure.
That resolves?
Yep.
Fantastic. Gideon is going to +1, going up to 4 loyalty. Till your next turn, prevent all damage from target permanent would deal.
Okay.
And say go.
End of turn, I'm going to flash in this Fairy Mastermind.
I was worried about the counterspell. You never see the Fairy Mastermind.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Untap. Draw.
You could pressure my Chad. my Chad.
My Chad. I'm going to fetch.
Yeah, down to 18.
18. Getting an island.
Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you also draw a card.
Yeah, probably not the matchup for this card, but that's okay. That's okay.
You're fine. 2 creatures. I wasn't expecting 2 creatures, especially a flash threat.
Well, you might get a third. Who's to say? I'm going to float 2 blue mana and cast Gush.
Oh, okay.
And draw 2 cards.
Yep.
I'm going to play an island for the turn. I am going to think about my life choices.
Yeah. This is actually a very interesting board state already.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much. You're like 2/2/1s and a Planeswalker. You're like, oh my god.
How many cards do you have in hand?
4.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of cards.
4 mana there. I am going to do the tempo play, and I'm going to brazen bar. I'm going to petty theft your Gideon.
Yeah. Now this is still bubbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you for 2.
I go down to 15.
I'm going to pass.
Yeah, and it goes back to daytime now. Yep. Untap, untap, draw. Let's lead the way. Basic swamp with a Thoughtseize. Risky.
2 lands. 25 land deck.
I paid 2 life for that.
And a card.
Gideon is going to return.
Sure.
Gideon is going to put the fairy in a bubble this time.
Okay.
And I would like to pass.
Untap. Draw.
Man, that feels bad. The no land deck
Hit you for 1.
hit me for 1. I'm at 12.
Loot.
Yep.
I'm going to discard a fetch land.
Okay.
I'm going to play an island. And I'm going to pass.
All right. Flips back over.
What a good mechanic.
What a great mechanic.
what a just...
We're having so much fun right now.
Yeah.
All right. You can flash in a Brazen Borrower this turn, which is really awkward. This is also really awkward. What an absolute mistake that would be. All right, let's play this Polluted Delta.
Okay.
3 creatures.
Maybe. Maybe.
So if I do that, then you hit me for 5, which is bad, and that does that to you. And then you don't clear it. I'm wondering how bad it is for me if I introduce the initiative right now.
That is so risky.
I know.
I mean...
I know, but I don't have any other way to advance my game state other than doing that. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking about it in terms of it divides your attention between attacking me and clearing my Planeswalker. Gideon has a good way to either clear your board or start to force it. But you probably have it longer than I do, so it's really tough. So I'm probably not going to do it, but just to give some insight, especially to the audience, as to what I'm having in mind over.
Yeah, there's a chance that if you introduce the initiative, you're not going to get to resolve another spell this game.
But I know you have one of the cards in hand is a land.
No, I discarded that land.
Oh, you have 2 spells in hand.
I have 2 unknown cards in hand.
Okay, then that makes it especially worse. I thought your hand was worse than it was. We're going to +1 Gideon the Trials.
Sure.
And we're going to bubble your card drawer.
Yeah, my pirate dog.
And I'm going to opt to, in fact, not introduce the initiative. Okay. Knowing what I now know, and say go.
End of turn, I'm going to flash in this Brazen Borrower.
Hello. The clock just got a lot scarier.
Tap. Draw. I do think I want to take off a turn to kill Gideon, though.
Yep, that's fine.
So I'm going to attack Gideon for 5.
Yep.
Um...
Now I just have to draw a Wrath and not have a counter in your hand.
I'm going to cast Consider.
Okay.
Look at the top card. I'm going to draw that card. Go.
I'm going to fetch and send a turn down to 11 and grab literally anything. It's probably not true. I already have perfect mana. I have...
Humble brag.
I have so many good draws.
Yep.
Let's see if I can hit one of them.
I'd rather you didn't.
3 cards in hand?
3 of them. Force of Will, Force of Negation.
Just a perfect generic blue card to pitch to either of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A Mist Hollow Griffin, so I can cast it from exile.
All right, draw for the turn.
Yep.
That is a medium one. All right, let's play a land for the turn. It's going to be a Hall of Heliod's Generosity.
Symbol of his church.
And I'm going to attempt to cast Liliana the Last Hope.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's really good in this matchup.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
going to resolve?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, phenomenal. Do you realize the plus lets me clear it?
Oh, I'm familiar, Serge.
Yeah. So here's another interesting decision point. Because damage-wise, I'm supposed to hit the Brazen Borrower. But I think I'm actually supposed to kill whatever that one is, just because it's your draw engine, and try and keep you off stuff.
Yeah.
Either way, your crackback clears it, so there's not really a big difference from that, and the clock is about the same. So I can't remember what that card's name.
Seafaring Werewolf.
I'm gonna kill the Seafaring Werewolf.
Okay.
Now's an interesting point of, oh man, do I introduce the initiative now? Because if you hit me, Liliana stays around.
Yeah.
Ooh, and if you don't hit me, I untap with the initiative.
Yeah.
Ooh. If I untap with the initiative, I scry 2. You have how many cards in hand?
I got 3.
Oh. Conditions do look better. If I don't do that, you just kill Liliana and the board is about the same. I think I have to. I think it's risky. Cervix Tome.
Sure.
We're introducing the initiative.
Great.
First one, the Undercity. I find a basic land and put it into my hand. It is going to be an basic swamp is in my hand.
Oh, these two beads are the same color.
That's fine.
That's fine. You'll be the one that's more green. I'll be the one that's less green.
All right, this swamp is in my hand. I'm going to pass to you.
End of turn.
Not a third creature.
I'm going to flash in a Spectral Adversary.
Oh!
It's a 2-mana 2/1 with flash, flying. When it ETBs, I can pay 1 in a blue as many times as I'd like. When I do, I put that many counters on it. 1/1 counters on it. And then that many other target artifacts, creatures, or enchantments phase out.
Oh, this
but
is
it's just a
so
2-power flyer.
bad for me.
Yeah, it's not great.
And it becomes the day.
I love it. This thing's gone, and we still have to track it.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, the creatures got so much better since. None of these are 2018 creatures.
Yeah, I know. I do have some stinkers in here, don't worry.
So you hit me for 3 and you clear my Planeswalker.
That's the plan.
And you take the initiative.
That's the plan.
I go to 8.
So now my bead's on here.
Man!
Gotta find a basic island. I'm going to...
I still think that was the correct play, by the way.
Yeah, I mean...
I got immediately punished, but I still think that was the correct play.
I don't think it's getting much better for you if you just keep...
Yes. Because like
flogging?
yeah, especially like Liliana kills a creature, you just kill. Yeah, it's not good.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
I'll take this card that I'm really regretting. The fact that it's not in English, but it's also not in German. I don't entirely know what it does.
Awesome.
I'm going to play an island and I'm going to pass.
All right, now is where I draw just absolute best card in my entire deck. You know, it's not bad. Solitude.
Yes, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Life equal to power. All your creatures fly. That has already done its best. I think it's just the Brazen Borrower.
Sure.
So you gain 3 and go to 21. And I say go.
Untap. Upkeep, I have an initiative trigger.
Yep.
I'd like to go to the Forge.
Oh, you're getting chonkier.
Oh, yeah. We're putting 2 counters on this Spectral Adversary.
Now, is that only ETB or what happens?
That's only on the
Okay,
ETB.
all right.
I'm just making it big.
Yep.
Draw.
That changes the clock. That changes the clock.
It sweetly does. I'm going to attack you for 6.
I go to 2.
I'm going to play a Rashadan Port.
Yes.
And I'm going to have a little friend join table, if that's okay. Terramander says trans rights.
Terramander says trans rights.
1 mana, 1/1 flyer, and then I can pay 7 or a blue to adapt it for 4. But it gets reduced for all the instants and sorceries in my bin. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I pay 4 mana, it becomes a 5/5. Go ahead.
So in hindsight, the reason I didn't use the instant speed on this, which could have got you for that, was trying to play around counter magic. Give you 1 less draw.
Yeah.
Could it? No, draw step is also bad because of the way that works. But once again, immediately punished. Oh, that would have been very good. That would have been very good. A turn too late. I die.
Okay.
Well, that's game 1.
Okay, so now I can ask. Actually, very funny. If you do it in the upkeep and exile this,
Yeah.
I have a Rattle Chains in my hand.
Okay.
Ben, Rattle Chains, when it ETBs, it gives a Spirit Hex proof. Is that correct?
You are correct.
Oh my
It
god.
has other text too.
Yeah, Spirits I control can be cast as
Oh
a
my
flash.
You
god.
nailed it.
All right, great.
That would have felt extra bad.
Yeah.
Interesting game. So on the play, I have a turn 2 Planeswalker.
That's pretty good.
And that's why I'm like, this is the best keep I've ever had, right? Like, that's a snap keep on the play. On the draw, it's a little bit riskier, because on the play, I go turn 2 Planeswalker, turn 3 Initiative. And I'm kind of in the driver's seat there with Gideon.
Your initiative card also isn't like a pressure-based initiative
No.
card. It's not a creature.
No,
and
exactly,
so
yeah.
it can be a little risky on the draw. I don't know. I still think I keep it. Like, you're still threatening turn 2. Like, what is your deck doing that isn't that still gets mucked by counter magic? Or doesn't get mucked by counter magic?
Exactly.
Right? Like,
right. Yeah.
You could try to mulligan to get like something that's about spot removal, but I know that spot removal is an issue, so a lot of my protective spells are based around not getting got by Swords to Plowshares and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Okay. It's interesting the back and forth of if I had played the Solitude line differently, I would have gotten got even worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neat. Very neat.
Yeah. I didn't draw a lot of counter magic that game, but the threat of counter magic is also pretty huge.
Yeah. I mean, you had, I think there was just the one counter spell, which was on my rock on
Just
turn
Disrupting
1.
Shoal. Yeah.
Just the Disrupting Shoal. I'm terrified at how many flash threats your deck plays now.
So many.
Yeah.
So many.
Because that wasn't included in your introduction, Wheeler.
What do you want me to say? My cheap blue flyers
Are actually good now.
Yeah, I know,
And
it's
half
great.
of them don't even fly.
Not half of them. Everything in my deck has either flying or can't be blocked.
Sure. That's
And if you're in the comments being like, a true name nemesis technically could be, like, no. Yes?
Serge, of the 5 to 6 creatures that Wheeler played, only one of them did not fly.
that's 20%.
And was it not unblockable? And are not the seas the sky of the
I'm
sea?
drawing my 7, Wheeler.
Okay.
I'm drawing my 7.
Okay.
I think this hand's really good against you.
That's good to hear. So this is a classic problem with this deck.
No lands?
Well, I have 1 land, which is often just fine. You can keep 1-landers with this deck.
Yeah.
But I don't have a free spell and I don't have 1-drops.
Sure. That is a significant issue.
That part becomes a little bit more. That's okay, though. The fans like seeing me shuffle, so I'll give them...
Oh, they love it. Everyone's like, look at those hands.
Yeah. Which is baffling to me. Anytime someone says it, because I shuffle like this because I can't do a proper bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do this.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah. The bridge shuffle, I think, makes people nervous, too, when you're playing with, like, powers and duels and
That's
whatever.
true. That's true.
Yeah. There were some people in the community who used to bridge and then reverse bridge to get the
Yeah.
bend backwards,
Yeah.
which I
Ooh,
like.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'll cut this time.
Thank
Get
you
to
so much.
some gas, but only a little bit.
I will keep this.
All right.
So that's a real magic card. This is the tough part, is that I have real magic cards in my deck now, and so I can't just be like, Yeah, cloud sprites get on the bottom. That's pretty good. I think.
You actually have to agonize when you ship things now.
Yeah. I think it's this. Ooh, I think it's this. Okay.
All right.
Good luck.
I've got Flooded Strand. Say go.
I'm going to play Mishra's Bauble.
Resolves.
I'm going to look at the top card of my deck. I'm going to play a land. I'm going to pass the turn.
Stifle?
No.
You gotta ask.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
In the extremely high density deck like you got going there.
You don't even know if I play Stifle, do you?
I don't. Exactly.
I don't play Stifle. I only play Trick Bind.
Okay. No, no Nimble Obstructionist. It's got flash.
No, I cut that
It
card.
flies.
Yeah, it's
a
3
3
mana.
drop. Yeah. All right.
In your upkeep, I got a Bauble Trick.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Isolated Chapel. You gonna counter my Talisman of Hierarchy again?
I am, and I'm going to do it in a cool way that I want to use this as like a line explanation.
Okay.
Of leading with Bauble. So I baubled myself because I have a deck with a lot of 1-drops.
Sure.
And spoiler alert, I have multiple 1-drops in my hand right now.
Yeah.
But I was able to get more information from doing this before I decided what else I'm doing with my turn. And I saw there was a Spell Snare on top of my deck.
Sick.
And so I'm going to Spell Snare your Talisman. And like a lot of times people want to bauble their opponent too, to be like, oh, what are you drawing?
Sure.
You had a fetch land there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that much.
yeah.
But like they want to be like, oh, what's in your deck? What are you drawing? But like me having that information changes how I'm going to play the game here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a little quirk.
Yep.
That as the baubles get more popular, especially Mishra's Bauble, it's a thing to think about.
Go.
Serum Visions.
Yeah. Dig for that second land.
How'd you know? Bottom both. Go ahead.
Untap. Draw. Let's see if you have the Force of Will as I cast Bitter Blossom.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I saw that in my opening 7. I actually baited with the Talisman so that, because I figured you'd try and counter my first spell, especially if it was Acceleration.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's fine.
We're going to fist pump. Go.
Opt.
Yep.
Bottom. Go ahead.
All right. Upkeep. Fairy Rogue. I'm at 18.
I have all these free spells, but they don't do anything against Bitter Blossom.
Yeah. Verdant Catacomb.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to shortcut, fetch for a land, and try and resolve Liliana, Waker of the Dead.
Every day I regret putting Misdirection in Magic the Gathering decks. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, spectacular.
You'll never guess what I'm discarding here. Actually, I should probably keep that card.
Okay. Just 1 second. I need to get my my dual Scrubland. Would you like to cut?
No, you're good.
All right. +1 up to 5 loyalty. Each player discards a card.
Latinam's Legacy.
I would never have guessed that. You're correct. All right. Token has Summoning Sickness.
Yep.
I will pass to you. I'm going to put a little marker on top of my deck to remind myself about Bitter Blossom.
Sure. Polluted Delta. Mausoleum Wanderer.
Which one's that?
1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Whenever another spirit ETB is under my control, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And I can sack it to counter target instant or sorcery unless you pay X, where X is its power.
Right.
Go ahead.
Untap. I'm going to use that to mark the one that has Summoning Sickness
Sure.
and just put a new one into play.
Yep.
Draw for the turn.
Go to 17 or 16.
Thank you. Yes, that's the other part of that.
Yeah.
The other part of that ability. Let's go land for the turn. I'd like to attack you.
19.
I'm going to cast Spell Bomb.
Yeah.
I'd like to crack Spell Bomb targeting your library right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tap, sacrifice it, exile all the cards from target player's graveyard, and pay a black to draw a card.
Yep.
It'd been a long time since I cast that. You know what's fun?
What?
2 Bitter Blossoms. I'm going to cast Skrelv's Hive.
Yep.
And then we're going to plus Liliana here. And both players are going to discard a card.
I'll respond.
Okay.
I'm going to 18. Get an island. I'm going to cast a Thought Scour. Double Bitter Blossom, eh?
Yeah.
Liliana ults at 7?
Correct.
Jesus. Okay. Literally unkillable. What does she do at 7?
You're fine. You get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control and it gains haste. Nothing. It does nothing.
Sure.
Yeah, you're fine.
So Thought Scour,
Yep.
I guess. Thought Scour. 1, 2, draw. This goes here. That's a pretty good draw. It's one way that we can actually not die.
And this is still with the Liliana ability on
Yeah,
the stack.
I've selected the stupid misdirection.
I've got Sister Repentia.
Oh, okay. Is that a go?
And say go. Yeah.
Draw. I'm going to tap 2, float 2, rather.
Gush.
Guess
Yeah.
Gush.
Didn't I just empty your graveyard? What's going on over there?
This deck does that pretty well. Fills up.
Yeah.
Play an island. I'm going to cast a Shadow Spear.
Interesting.
I'm going to pay 2 to put the Shadow Spear on this
Yeah,
Mausoleum
so
Wanderer.
it's now a 2/2.
2 trample.
Yep.
Lifelink. I'm
Yep.
going to attack Liliana.
Yeah, no blocks.
Go up to 10, or 20 rather. Go ahead.
All right, untap, untap. I have 2 triggers now. We have a Fairy Rogue trigger, and then we also have a Phyrexian Might trigger, and then I lose 2 life.
Yep.
And a Phyrexian Might is a 1/1 with Toxic 1. Can't block.
Okay.
Draw for the turn. Inquisition of Kozilek.
I have an island. I have a Scalding Tarn. I have a Mercurial Spell Dancer. I have a Skyship Plunderer, which Ben is probably going to have to pull up the text for this card because it's in Russian and I forget the exact... I don't know why. Spectral Adversary and a Memory Lapse.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead. The Plunderer is a 2-mana 2/1 flyer. When it deals combat damage to a player, for each kind of counter on target permanent or player, give that permanent another counter of that kind.
So it does a weird proliferate sort of thing.
Yeah, it's probably not playable in this deck anymore. Now
Sure.
that I'm thinking
Yeah,
about it.
I'm going to take the Spectral Adversary.
That's
'cause
a
it's
good one.
The only one that has Flash.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to plus Liliana. Or wait, hold on a second. I have a minus ability on this too. My X is the number of cards in your graveyard. I'm going to minus and just clear your threat.
Sure.
Because then your creature's a flash. I'm going to hit you for 2.
Yep. I go to 18.
And I will say go.
I guess I was not entirely telling the truth in that the Plunderer... I mean, the Plunderer does something with his Spell Dancer, which is actually kind of interesting. I'm going to play Mercurial Spell Dancer.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, untap, untap. I have a new fairy and I have a new might, and I go to 12. Draw for the turn. I'd like to go to attacks. I'm going to attack you with 3 fairies and 1 Phyrexian Might.
So I take 4 total and 1 poison.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would like to plus...
Guess I'm talking to Paul after and adding a point. No, Toxic never makes it into Highlander.
+1. Curse.
Oh, wait, wrong one. Wrong
Yeah.
one. Sorry.
Cruel Reality is what I'm pitching.
Oh, Mana Leak.
Yeah, because I'm not getting to 7 mana anytime soon. Ditching a card every turn. Go ahead.
And that's a -3.
It's -3 to kill a creature, correct?
It's not a bad draw. This one gives you lifelink. That's so frustrating. That's
As long as an opponent has 3 or more poison counters, creatures you control with toxic have lifelink, correct?
yeah. Sorry, I'm doing some math here.
I'm dead. I kill myself in 6 turns.
Yeah.
I mean, this deck is doing exactly what it wants to be doing, right? Like,
Right. I could do that.
Liliana is making both players discard a card. I'm hurting myself, but hurting you hopefully slightly faster, you know?
I think I have a game plan. I'm going to hit you for 2.
I'd like to block with this fairy rogue.
This is unblockable.
I'm going to take 2. What's its trigger when it hits me?
When it hits you, I can... Sorry. So it's an unblockable. Whenever I cast a non-creature, I put an oil counter on it.
Okay.
When I hit you, I can remove 2 oil counters, and then the next instant or sorcery I cast is copied.
Okay. So, are you doing anything before damage? What's happening here?
You're just taking 2.
So I'm at 10.
I'm introducing day-night again by casting the
Delightful.
Suspicious Stowaway.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. I can't block anything.
Yes.
But I have a flyer this time, and neither of your creatures flies.
I'm going to play a Scalding Tarn for the turn, and I'm going to pass.
Okay. So the last card, and I know one of the cards in your hand, it's the Russian one.
The Plunderer.
Yeah, the Plunderer. Okay. I lose 2.
I think you know the other one, too. It's Memory Lapse.
Right, yes. I'm at 8. I'm going to draw for the turn.
No, it's a spell. Or is it a land?
It's a land.
Oh,
It's a basic plains. That's
Let's
so
go!
big for you. That's actually so big for you, because this flips.
Yeah.
And it becomes a, how big?
2/1.
Becomes a 2/1.
So I can hit you for 5 next turn with the cards that I have in play. Which would... And you tick down 2. So you'd go to 1.
Yeah.
So I need to find a way to push more damage.
Yeah. First off, let's make you discard a card, please.
I'm going to discard this Memory Lapse.
Okay. I'm going to attack you for 6.
I'm going to go to 8.
Okay. You're going to get 2 more poison counters. My mites now have lifelink.
Yep.
Pass. It's now nighttime.
You go to daytime, and you go to nighttime, and you go to
And you shake it all about.
do the hokey pokey, and oh my god! If I draw Vapor Snag, it's going to be the funniest thing in the world.
My God. Yeah.
Let me see if I'm dead.
Yeah.
Next turn, like if
So
I
next turn I
actually...
hit you for 1, 2, 3. I have exactly 8.
Right,
if
and
you don't
but I
block.
can gain 3.
You're not. Then you're not dead next turn,
Yeah.
unless you have no cards in hand and this
Trying
is
to kill
lethal.
the thing. No, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
I'm going to pay 2.
Yep.
And I'm going to put the Shadow Spear on my Spell Dancer.
Okay. And this is still unblockable.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm going to hit you for 5.
I go to 3.
And I'm going to gain 3 life.
Yep.
Up
You're at
to
11.
And I'm going to draw, hopefully, a Vapor Snag. I did not draw a Vapor Snag.
All right.
But I'm getting bit in the ass for what I did draw. But that's okay.
Can't be misdirection again.
No. Tank, you go to 1, then you go to 4, then I kill you with that. That doesn't do it.
Yeah, I need a very good draw or I die.
I'm going to play Rashad Port.
Okay.
And I'm going to fetch down to 10.
Okay.
1, 2,
5, 8. I have 8 damage right now.
Yeah, this is fine. I'm going to play the Skyship Plunderer,
Okay.
and then I'm going to pass.
What's its ETB?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's just when it hits you, I pick a player or permanent, and I can
Right.
add
Yes.
it.
Yes. You have 1 card in hand and you're tapped
I
out.
got 1 card in hand, and I'm tapped out.
All right. I go to 1. I make 1 more Fairy Rogue. I make 1 more Phyrexian Mite, which is good because I don't have any more tokens after this. I draw for the turn. I got some really good draws. That's not one of them.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
such a bad draw. That's such a
Okay.
remarkably bad draw.
Okay.
And you have one card in hand?
I got one card in hand.
Man.
You got to cut because if I draw
Yep.
the Vapor Snag now, it has to be your fault.
So I attack you and I go up to 4. And then I die. I go up to 4. And then I die? No. So if I kill either one of these, it doesn't really matter. If I kill this one, you have to put it over. So that costs you 2 mana. I can block this one. So I leave 2 blockers back in case you have an unsummon.
Because you're going to gain 3, so you'll be at 4 life.
Yeah.
Presumably, with this, you're actually at 2 life. So you're going to die
Die
on
to
the upkeep.
myself. And I can't kill you. That's very upsetting. Man! Dying to your own bitter blossom sure does feel like 2018 right now.
Is there a way...
So the card I drew was Mox Diamond.
Oh, tale as old as time.
Yeah, so that's not helping me right now. So my graveyard has nothing. My Planeswalker has 2 abilities. I mean, if you didn't have a card in hand, then you die.
Yeah.
Man, I had so many good draws. I have so many things that hits your board for -1/-1. Even like the Abyss saves me. There's so many things that save me. A single removal spell. Well, I think we swing out regardless. And we go through the motions, right?
Yeah.
I think just in case, I leave a creature back. All right, so I attack you for 7. These all have lifelink.
I go to 3. And then you
I go to 4.
4.
All right. You haven't accidentally used the 1 card in your hand. Very disappointed during that combat. Yeah, we will go ahead and -3 Liliana. Target creature gets -X/-X. Number of cards in your graveyard. We'll kill that one.
Sure.
I keep the Mox Diamond in hand.
Technically at 6 poison.
Yeah, yeah. We pass.
Combat?
Yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Let me see if I should actually I mean, I'm going to play it as though I don't actually know the card in your hands.
Sure. Because if I have 1 removal spell, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to quit the Shadow Spear to this, and I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, I double block here.
Yep.
I take 3. I go to 1 damage.
I gain 3 to 6.
Yeah.
I draw.
I'm supposed to leave 3 flyers back, technically, if
Yeah.
we're like that close on life.
Oh, I misplayed as well.
Did you?
I mean, what I'm supposed to do, and this isn't given the new information that I have. This is just, for whatever reason, I was like, and Serge has no creatures in play now. And it's like, oh, no, you definitely have enough. What I'm supposed to do, if you'll indulge me,
Sure.
is I'm supposed to just attack with this. Because you are likely...
Swords or Path or Solitude or something like that, right?
You kind of have to do it then because you're not... Like, I'm not convinced that you're just like, oh, and I'm going to solitude my own thing, because I don't think that actually works for you. But I'm supposed to attack like this.
Yeah.
If this does die, because I have this Murktide Regent, so then it gives me the out of playing Murktide and then equipping Shadow Spear to it. So I have a massive...
Oh, right. Yeah. I still get to gain 4 life or whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that post-combat.
Okay.
I'm going to play this Murktide
Sure.
Regent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be... 8/8, and then I'm going to equip this to here.
And just out of curiosity, I do die in my upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. You know, Gideon a turn earlier saves me.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because I leave flyers back and then put that one down. Good games.
Good games.
Man. I thought I had you with a double Bitter Blossom. I thought I had you.
I'm genuinely shocked that this deck was able to creep out from that. I mean, Shadow Spear doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Shadow Spear. No, I mean, that gained you 6 life?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it came down to 1 turn of combat, right?
Do you want to address the CursePox deck, neither cursed nor poxed?
I mean, I had curses. I ended up discarding them.
Yeah.
But look, Pox is a state of mind. And I think we executed the Pox battle plan a little bit there.
If you play you had the cards that go with Contagion and with your other Pox cards. One of the things with this kind of deck is that, see, I'm cursed. I mean, they didn't see that on camera. My deck just fell.
Over. Yeah.
Is that cursed? Is that you don't have a huge amount of selection. Like, even if you opt into like a Demonic Tutor spread or whatever, you're at the mercy of your draws.
Yeah, and that is something that when you play this archetype a lot, you live and die by your draws.
Yeah.
More so than I think any other deck, because your pieces are so wildly inconsistent compared to something like Green-Red Monsters, which is the same, but you're like, oh, look, another 4-drop. Hey, look, another 4-drop, right? Like, the density of cards that do what you want to do just aren't the same.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. As a reminder, everything we do is brought to you by you through support over the Patreon at patreon.com/LoneReadyRun. I've been Serge, joined by the wonderful Wheeler.
Thank you for having me, Serge. I'm Blue Baba Dee Baba, you died.
And we got Ben on tech.
Sorry you couldn't, you blued yourself, Serge.
And my deck was the problem one. Okay, I see how it is. Again, if you got questions, if there's anything nice you want to talk about, let us know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.